Okay, so good morning, everyone, and a very warm welcome to Confidence Communique, and initiated by Noxus Training and founded by me. Confidence Communique is where we bring track practical and performance-driven conversations for HR professionals, leaders, and decision makers who want to create measurable workplace impact. We meet every Saturday from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. online via Zoom. We are present on various social media platforms, and our YouTube link will be provided in the chat box. I'll send it. Give me just a few minutes. I'll do that. Please subscribe to our channel. It would be very helpful to us. If you haven't joined our WhatsApp community yet, please do join through the link, which will be also shared in the chat box. Join it via the announcement section. Your number will remain private, and you will receive regular updates about our weekly talk shows. We are also proud to announce that from next month, we have ventured into paid online training programs. The training programs names are Pronunciation Lab, Presentation Lab, and Writing Lab. The trainer for all these three programs will be me, and the details are in the chat box. I'm going to post it right now. It's empty right now. I was going to post it, but a few technical glitches, lots of it, and the session is also delayed by a few minutes. So you can understand. I hope you understand. Let's move on to today's topic. As HR professionals, we invest heavily in soft skills training, but when we sit in leadership reviews, the questions are entirely different. What changed, what improved, and was the budget justified? Today's conversation is about moving from participation metrics to performance metrics. That is, measuring ROI of the soft skills training, which will be highly beneficial for the HR professionals and for the training professionals who are here. So let's begin with the discussion. Mr. Jasuban, sir, I hope you can hear me well. Thank you so much for taking our
Yes,
time to the
very,
schedule and having for the
very
session.
clearly. Very clearly, Asina. Thanks for inviting me.
Pleasure is all ours. Looking forward for the session and to learn a lot from you. So first and foremost, we would love to hear this from you. So when we speak about ROI in soft skills training, many HR teams they define metrics only for after the program is completed. So they go ahead and circulating the feedback forms and getting the satisfaction scores. That's how basically many of the times the ROI is calculated. From your
Hmm.
experience, what leading and lagging indicators should HR define before launching the intervention such that the ROI measurement it becomes subjective, so we have a clear picture as to what needs to be measured rather than just what do I say, rather than just a subjective manner, we can go for ahead for a structured manner. Yes, sorry.
All right, Asina. So, um, people present here, I welcome all of you. Having 19 years experience in this industry, learning and development, I have gone a long way. And if you talk about pure L&D, yes, it is 19 years. And if you talk about as an entrepreneur, it's been more than 11 years. So when I started as an organization, nothing was structured. What is KPI? What is KRA? What is ROI? What is training? Because I started as a trainer, then became a career counselor, working with state government of Odisha here, with imparting career counseling awareness for more than 22 lakh students across the state, 30 districts here. So over a period of time, I started with two people, then two have become 35 now. So now when we are 35, so I found that there are multiple verticals. We have different departments. We have 9 departments at present in my organization. So where I thought eventually in the year 2022 that everything has to be structured, HR policies, KPI, KRA. Otherwise, you cannot find out the productivity of the employees. You cannot measure anything, right? Now, the question you have asked, what are the leading indicators and what are the lagging indicators? I personally believe in two ways. It's very simple. When it comes to leading indicators, I believe it is are people applying the skills. As simple as that. Now, assuming there is a TNI and TNI. So I believe people should understand the two words TNI and TNI. Training need identification and training need analysis. So TNI has to be done properly, first of all. Which department needs what kind of training? And after that, a proper analysis, proper filtering, followed by our training requirement. And here it begins. There is a saying, Archana, if you train, it's costly, but if you don't train, it's costlier.
Much more
Right?
costly. True.
So it is very important for any organization which is progressive, who wants to grow quickly, then they have to set their training structure ready. Because people are technically strong, some people are not behaviorally strong. And if a behavioral and technical component they don't align, there are issues, that there are flaws. So now quickly responding to your queries, I personally believe leading indicators, as per my experience and understanding, are people applying the skills. The simple, suppose there is a communication training which has been organized for the people. It has been said that 20 people nominated for communication training. Are they transparency of communication is maintained, clarity in briefing, meeting it is happening properly. They're able to communicate very clearly. The practice, the role plays, whatever they are doing in the department, is it happening properly? So whatever they scored initially for, is it jumping to 7? So that has to be measured. So that is called leading indicators and quality of communication outputs. There should not be more disturbances. There should not be communication gaps. So there where communication training is conducted, and finally we see the score. We were at 2, now we have reached to 4. So these are leading indicators of the organization. Are people applying the skills? Now the question is lagging indicators. Lagging indicators, I personally understand that final outcomes. Did business results improve? Now we have given the training. Now, did it improve? Now, in what segment? Productivity, cycle timing, quality, error rate. Is there further rework, or the rework percentage has been reduced? Initially, rework was 12%. Now the rework has become 7%. So this measurable metrics has to be in place so that people understand. Customer satisfaction, NPS scores, net promoter scores, customer satisfaction scores. It was initially 3, now it is 4. Simple. So this measurement, productivity, error rate, rework, sales conversion. If it is a sales organization, it is into selling, or it is a production organization, it is into production. So if it is production, it is error rate. If it is sales, it is sales conversion. Attrition, absenteeism, has that been reduced? So these are the few lagging indicators as per my experience, Archana.
Sure. Thank you so much, Mr. Jaswant. That was very wonderful. Oh, I'm switching between Jaswant and calling you sir. I have a habit of calling you sir. Now I have to call you Mr. Jaswant. I'm getting all mixed. The participants who are listening, please to understand what that basis as well. Okay,
One
now
more thing, Archana, I
coming.
would say here. One more thing so
Yes,
that
yes.
everybody understands here. Assuming there is a training which has been organized by like conflict management,
Hmm.
there was cross departmental conflicts,
Sure.
right? So because of cross departmental conflicts, the productivity is hampered. Now
Right.
there was a synergy meet. We conducted a training, conflict management session is organized. It was 30%, now it has been reduced to 15%. That
Hmm.
means that is called real lagging indicators final outcome. For people understanding, simple words to be given because they are mostly technical jargons. For everybody to understand, simple examples should be given. Over to your channel.
Today, the entire session is actually based a lot on these numbers and factors. So, just one question, one interaction will definitely not be enough. Thank you so much for your input. And I'm very sure that the participants who are listening to this are going to gain insights from the coming few questions as well. Okay, so now here is the second one, which is an extension from the what we had previous discussion. So quite often we go ahead and say that yes, the communication has improved and the leadership has increased. Earlier this was happening, now this is happening, etc. like that. So most of the times the behavioral measurement is what happens. But let's face it, the organization, just like the organization goes by numbers, so does the HR team. So we go by numbers as well. In a situation like this, how can these behavioral impacts they can be put into measurable business metrics such as reduced attrition rate, otherwise a faster project turnaround, improved client retention, cost savings has happened. Some numbers like this has to be come into current picture. So how can we go ahead in this kind of a shift?
Thank you, Archana, for raising a very relevant and a pertinent question. I think we need to understand this in two ways. First of all, there are two stakeholders: stakeholders, employees, stakeholders, employers. Now, when it comes to business point of view, uh, our final target is revenue growth, cycle time reduction, cost savings. These are very important stuff for us. All right. For employee point of view, I need comfort. I need to be rewarded, reward and recognition which happens in the organization. And I am economically growing, financially growing, and recognition wise also growing. So these are two different aspects, two different aspirations of two different objectives. Both of them should align to one vision. Otherwise, it doesn't happen. So if we talk about like behavioral outcomes, how it can be measured with a quantifiable metrics, It's very important to understand three aspects. Three, I believe in three. First of all, we have to link behavior. It's about people. If people don't respond, nothing will happen. So behavioral behavior, first of all, has to be set right. So we have to link behavior, number one. With what? With process metrics. We should have a process ready. And that should lead to revenue. So behavior followed by process metrics followed by revenue. These three are interlinked completely. What it changed, and what is its worth. For example,
Behavior, process
uh,
metrics, and sorry, miss the third one.
revenue.
Seven.
Because we have to first to link behavior to process metrics, then process metrics leads to revenue. Because ultimately business runs through revenue only. So that's the final ultimate which everybody should understand. Every employee should understand. Because the organization grows, employees also grow. Then comes incentives, then comes bonus, then comes rewards, then comes best performer award, and then comes promotion. So we need to understand this. So three things I believe is clearly understood. I'll give a few examples. For example, there's a team leader, right? Every day they're giving a 5 minutes daily briefing with clear priorities. It's very important for a department head or a team lead to give a 5 minutes daily. This is the objective of the day. This is the purpose of the day. We have to do it. So this is very visible action. I am expecting this much only from you. So that's called converting the behavior into a visible action. I want all of you to restrict, to limit yourself to these actions. Simple. Like daily briefing, very clear, very transparent communication. This is to be done. Very few email exchanges, not required. If the clarity is given in the day, with the very first day beginning, then mail exchanges are not required. The wastage of time. Faster approvals, quick approval, instead of stretching it for 3 4 days. Better handovers. I am promoted, somebody else joined in. Explain, brief him completely, move ahead. This is the first important, that is called behavior is connected with a visual action. I believe it's understood now. Now I'm talking about process metrics. Now let's understand. I started with behavior, made it visible, now making it process metrics. Now what is process metrics? Four things: sales, operations, service, and projects. Very, very simple. Sales. Now what is sales? Lead follow-up. Are the follow-ups happening properly? Conversion happening or not? Handover was given properly or not? Let's quickly observe and find out, supervise whether handover is given proper or not. If the handover is not given properly, the other person will not be able to understand and execute properly. So there will be rework. So more rework, more wastage of time. Less rework, less wastage of time. Service, complaint handling time. There is a grievance by the external stakeholders. Is it immediately handled? Is it handled within 24 hours, or is taking time? If it is taking time, you may lose out the impression factor, and eventually you may lose out that particular client, right? Then projects, decision speed, how quickly you are taking decision, how quickly you are speeding up. Delays are happening in a extensive way, or delays are reduced. So it's very simple. Last line to complete this: better handover, fewer mistakes, lower rework. I started with three things: linking behavior to process metrics to revenue, and ending with, if you hand over properly, mistakes will be less and rework will be less. This is very important aspect which I wanted to talk about, how this can be converted into measurable metrics. All right.
Thank you so
And
much. Hmm.
Archana, can I take 30 seconds more for revenue?
You
I
can
spoke
take
about
lots
both.
of minutes more. I have no concerns.
I spoke about both. I mean, I
Yes.
spoke about behavior, I spoke about metrics. Now I
Hmm.
spoke about revenue, how revenue can be quickly measured, right? That's very important. Now, this can be noted down by everybody just to understand. I'm going to give you 3 4 examples. Simple. Revenue growth is very simple. More conversion into average deal value. Very simple. Suppose there are 1,000 leads. Usually the conversion was 10%. Now after training, it has become 12%. So 20 extra deals. So 20 extra deals into X revenue, that is additional revenue. So that is the way it is found out. Training is given, and followed by that, the conversion rate improved, and finally we have got extra deals. This is called revenue growth, revenue impact, conversion calculation. Second is cycle time reduction. Cycle time. Suppose old cycle time was in, assuming it was on 5 days. New cycle time is 3 days. After training the performance, the new cycle time is 3 days. So 2 days, faster delivery and more projects completed. Understand? So 5 days dropped to 3 days. That why? And because of 3 days, we could do faster delivery and we can also complete more projects. That is extra capacity. This is also one way of measuring the ROI of the training. All right. Then we'll go for cost savings. Very simple. Cost saving. How to save the cost. It is also very important. So reduction in errors. I told you the lesser the rework and more the time saved. So reduction in errors, time is saved, rework is less, right? So initially 100 cases were there for rework, now it is only 70 cases. So these are the three cases, three area: revenue impact calculation, cycle time reduction, and cost saving calculation. If these things are done properly, then you can really find out the measurable quantifiable metrics. Over to you, Archana.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Mr. Jaswant sir. So we have a mix of the participants here. There are people from the organizational setup. So there are people who are from the training managerial role, the managerial role and above. As right now, we also had Mr. Shahid Ashraf, as you can see, HR from organization. At the same time, there are also trainers and consultants here in the group. Okay,
Hmm.
so whatever inputs we are getting here from Mr. Jaswant sir, really request you to please use these kind of discussions also when we go across to the for business development. Thank you so much. So now coming across again to the interaction between us. So basically, before starting a soft skills intervention, what kind of baseline data should HR ideally capture to ensure that the post training changes it can be clearly validated and confidently presented to the leadership? Because let's face it, towards the end of the day, we have to go ahead and speak to the leadership that this has happened. So some kind of baseline data should always be there. So if you could please throw some light on that.
Yes, Archana. Thank you so much for this wonderful question. As you mentioned, we have a very diverse audience. So I have a message for all of them. Friends who are trainers, consultants, who are as a freelance working for the organization. Wherever you work for any organization, please understand what is the requirement. Whenever they are approaching you for a project or you are approaching them for a project, if you do not understand the pain area, then it's very difficult to deliver a session and which will be impactful. Never. It will never happen. Yes, participants will say, wow, what a session. Maja aa gaya. It was wonderful. But trust me, impact is less because they will say, sir, it was good. But sir, they are same after 3 months. There is no change. So what to do? They like the session, but no application. Why no application? Because to make ROI productive, we both of us have to sync. I train, training is done. After that, whether you are measuring or not. So baseline survey is very important. And I also tell one thing to all the trainers here, please spend on yourself. Learn business coaching, learn how the hierarchy happens in the organization, learn what is accounting, learn what is HR, what is KPI, what is KRA, what is TNI, what is TNA. If you don't understand this, just training in the organization will not never help. Because organization is spending for one session means they want the return of it.
True.
Otherwise, your business will not repeat. And by God's grace, my organization, wherever I have trained for decades. I have
Yes.
clients over here continuously have been taking sessions for them because I'm able to create that impact. Now, moving on to the question, what baseline data should organize? I personally believe, Archana, before training, we should understand three things. Again, three. I will stick to three. I like three a lot.
Good.
Behavioral ratings. Behavioral ratings. Others can note down if it is clearly I'm mentioning here. Behavioral ratings. We need to rate the behavior. Behavior is everything. Attitude is everything. Even if you are supremely talented, if the attitude is not right, if I don't own my business, if you don't own my responsibility, if I don't own the organization, then that will never happen. There are always lack of coordination. So first is behavioral rating. Second is business KPIs. I have to understand business KPIs, key performance indicators. The business KPI is very simple. They want conversion. They want customer satisfaction, right? They want less rework. That is business KPIs. And a few real work samples. So three things: behavioral rating, business KPIs, and few real work samples. So if you do that, then after training, we can show clean before after shift, not opinions. Very, very simple. Now, how I'm giving an example. To start with, behavioral baseline. Let's talk about this. What people do today. What are they doing today? So manager is saying, sir, they are 2 out of 5. I scored Archana 2 out of 5. I scored somebody 3 out of 5. I scored somebody 1.5 out of 5. So why this is happening? Because not listening, they're interrupting, they're not good listeners. So we found out of this that listening ability is low. Quick, because of quick reaction, they're unable to solve a problem. They have ego issues. Now this is behavioral issues. So we found out of TNI and then we read them. So this has to be first of all brought in as a consultant, as a trainer. You should always ask this question to the HR so that they can give you this is what is happening in the organization. Then you prepare your training accordingly. So this is number one. Number two, performance baseline. So again, sales conversion rate is low or high. What is the conversion rate? It was 15%. Now after your training, is it going to 20%? Or it is even going by 1 inch, one step further, 15 to 16? Simple. Operation, cycle time, what is the rework percentage? It is 20 or it is 25. If it is 20, after your training, it should be 15. So you need to design your entire training accordingly. Service, what are the complaint resolution time? What are the CSAT scores? What are the NPS scores? I believe you understand CSAT, customer service scores, and NPS is net promoter score, right? So average resolution time, it is 42 hours, 48 hours, or it is 24 hours, or it is 36 hours. You have to find out. If it is 36 hours, reduce it to 40, 24 hours. So you have to reduce it. Then finally, it's people metrics. Attrition, absenteeism, lot of leaves, escalation have been increased. Have people stopped applying for leaves? A lot of absenteeism, attrition reduced, grievances handled. Are this happening or not? So sales, operation, service, people metrics. These all things to be discussed, to be brought in as a data, as a performance baseline, so that you can design a program for the organization. Last one, evidence baseline, real sample evidence. So give me an evidence where people have failed, whether it is writing, whether it is behavior in a meeting, or it is escalation mail properly not answered, or project delay reasons are properly not intimated, is it negligence, how many customers are complained, and what complaint they have given. So there's three. Now I summarize this: behavioral baseline, performance baseline, evidence baseline. If this three data type of data is collected from the HR, then trust me, the way you will design a program and the way you deliver the program with case studies, role plays, and through outbound activities, trust me, there will be a probable visible impact as a trainer, and you will be able to gain that business, a repeat business from the same organization. Archana,
This
I
is
believe I answered
beautiful.
this. Over to you.
You have answered it more than enough, because now really when we go ahead as we go and speak to our clients, we go and speak to our customers also, we can actually raise questions on these basis. We can try to extract from them as well as to, has this been done earlier, what was the result which happened, etc., like that. So this is actually a beautiful insight as well. I have used it and I have seen beautiful interaction coming from the HRs the moment this question comes across to them. I'm a trainer by profession as well, you know me. So when we go and speak to them, rather than just asking that what is the initial, of course, that hygiene check is there. We ask them how many people are going to be there in the training program, how many hours, how many sessions, etc., like that. But when we go deeper into it, these questions are the one which actually spark and ignite a conversation between us and the HR. So thank you so much for these beautiful insights, Mr. Jasavan. Now here is a personal experience question which I'm going to be asking you. So there was one kind of one instance which I faced, wherein which we faced, me and the other three trainers along with me, wherein when we went across to them, when we were having a discussion with the HR said that we had almost a 30 days of training program with them, and the HRs finally said, today, after 30 days of training, the participants have really improved. They have really speaking very well. They have very good English communication. All that is thankful only to the HR team, because we are regularly following up with them. Okay. So an explanation to this, what I'm saying is that quite often we know that that follow-up has happened. That's wonderful, that's really appreciated, but that happened also because of us as trainers. We first went and told them that what needs to be said. Of course, the time duration was limited, and so they went ahead and followed. But quite often, extension to that, only the follow up and the training is where quite a good number of times the leadership changes, the performance of the employee because of that changes, because of the KT which is given to the person. So quite a good number of factors like that comes into the picture. The incentives, the policy shifts, the market changes. This thing happens, that happens, etc. Like that. So the performance of the employee starts shifting or starts probably becoming better. At the same time, we also go and say that no, it's also to do the training. How can we say that training has been an impact in the improvement of the person? How can we isolate that it is the training impact and not just the impact of the organizational change, the cultural change, the leadership change, the team change, things like that? How can we isolate this impact?
Right, Archana.
A very big
It
question,
takes
but
a
a
lot.
very important question.
It is important. It is important. I would say one thing, Archana. These are certain things which comes with experience. Organization runs. They have hurdles. They actually do not know how a business is run. No entrepreneur knows how to run a business. It's simple. They had an idea. They started the organization. They need people. They need capital. And finally, they had a product. They started selling it to the people. So no organization has an accounts team ready. No organization has a HR team ready, but they have a sales team ready because product needs to be
That's
sold, revenue
important.
comes, and we will run the organization, right?
Exactly.
But they completely do not understand the sales process has to be met. Who will make the process? The HR process. Now people will grow. Now, suppose a product is sold, you got a business, a lot of business, and suddenly who will execute it? Now you have to hire people. Now, then, okay, then HR is required. Okay, you have to hire an HR. And the right HR hasn't come, then who will recruit? A lot of issues. So, my request to everybody here, whoever is a trainer or freelancer, anybody who is working in the organization, so especially who are experienced HR, they must be knowing it. Those who have worked in a typical manufacturing product industry in a retail industries, those who are organized that started corporate training and they're into corporate training for the last 2 3 years, it is very 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 important to understand the entire business dynamics of the same organization. So dynamics, business dynamics across organizations are different. In production, manufacturing organization is different. In retail, it is different. In telecom, it is different. In automobile, it is different because the process is different. So, responding to your question, Archana, how can we impact soft skill program for business variables, attribution errors, especially talking about? It's very simple. For me, I understand a comparison and a control method. Comparison and control. This let's to understand these two words. Now, you need to justify that my training is really good. The impact is very wrong, very right. So instead of training the entire team, suppose there are 10, 20 members in a team, right? They are into different activities. They have been assigned different activities in a particular team. You train half, you don't train the others. Suppose out of 20, you train 10 just for an experimentation. You say that this
Yeah.
let's run a pilot project. If
Hmm.
this works, then let's move ahead with the future trainings. So best method is team A, team B. So out of 20, there are two teams, team A, team B. You train only team A,
Hmm.
and team B remains as it is.
Hmm.
Now, after a training, after my training intervention, after TNA and TNA, the training which is given to me, I found that team A's rework drops by 12 from 12% to 7%.
Hmm.
Okay. So, and team B stays where it is already. That is 12%.
Hmm.
Now, I believe you understand the comparison. It
Yes.
was 12 for the entire department.
One
Good.
team is
Half of them
being
are
trained,
trained.
one team is not being trained.
Yes. Yes, and those who are trained, their rework percentage drops to 7%, and the other team remains 12%. The way it is 12% to 11.5%, something like that, right? And the training impact, the real training impact, roughly about 4 to 5%. That means after my training, it improved to 4 to 5%. Not the full change. You cannot guarantee full change. We are humans. Out of 10 people, 3 people will realize. Less 7 will not realize. It will take time to realize. You cannot show productivity right there immediately. It takes time, right? So this is one method I will say, train half and don't train others. Then the comparison automatically your impact will be visible. This is one. Right. Second one, I would suggest a stable window. It is called before and after meetings. For example, 30 days before, 30 days after. So before the training, take a data of 30 days. What was there? And after the training, 30 days after, what are the change? Because change should be visible immediately. Because the impact of training or any motivational speaker, whatever they speak, there is a limited impact for an individual. So before 30 days, what is the scene? After 30 days, what is the scene? So the resolution time I will talk about. So 3.5 days, it was, suppose, let's talk about customer complaint. There are grievances. It was usually taking average 3.5 days to handle a query because there are a lot of queries, a lot of grievances. Now it has come down to 2.5 days. So within 2.5 days, we're able to resolve the grievances of more than 50 people, which was not happening earlier. So this is also before and after window. So these two method I will properly say they are the indicators where you can do this. And another is team conflict. So initially meeting was so clear, it was clearly instructed and directed, and that's the reason the briefing did not lead to conflicts, but it led to clarity of communication. So initially the rating was 2 out of 5, now rating is 3.5 out of 5. That means people have started speaking very clearly, articulating very clearly. So these three methods, I would say, out from my experience, I personally believe. I'll give an example, Archana. At my office, there was a office boy. I am busy. I'm very tight with my schedule. I called him, come at 5 o'clock. I need this. Go to that shop and bring this and bring that and come back. He said, okay. He went. At 5 o'clock, he came with something else. What did you do? Sir, you told me. Then I realized he misunderstood me and he did not re-ask me. Then I understood it is my problem. The way I think, then not necessarily the same way he will perceive. So what was my what I did? I scolded him. Do you think he will like it? Oh, sir scolded me. I love it. He will never do it. He will go out. He'll talk to two more people. I want. It's not worth working in the organization. Every time he's scolding, he's so rude, arrogant. This word he will tell. Now the rumor spread. Now one thing I could have done. This all things couldn't have happened. What? Acha. Tell me what did you understand? Sir, I will go to that shop and I will bring this. No, 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 don't bring this, don't bring that. Okay, sir, I misunderstood it. So I got a clear briefing from him. He got it. Now, at the right time, right things comes, and I'm cool because the way
The
people who sit in the higher,
expectations are conveyed clearly.
yes, that's very, very clear what you understand, and things will happen automatically. That's it,
Most of the
out of my
times when the
experiences.
training itself has to be conducted, the HRs themselves are not aware what needs to be done. We go and deliver the training towards the end, they say that this is not done, that is not done. Everyone, all of us have to be very clear with our expectations and then finally go and deliver the training program to 10 people, 15 people, 25 people. So the expectations have to be set extremely clear. Thank you so much for this, Mr. Joseph. Participants, have you ever experienced a situation like this before? Please type yes in the chat box. If you have experienced a situation like this, please type yes in the chat box. If you ever had to justify the training impacts to the leadership team, if you ever had to justify the training impacts to the leadership team, please type yes in the chat box. Yes. Okay, yes. I'm going to get only yes in this, of course, because this, yes, see, there you go. I'm going to get only yes for this because always, just like how you said at the initial phase itself, Mr. Jaswan, sir, organization will be wanting impacts. They are not just going to go
Archana,
and deliver the training.
Archana,
Yes, yes.
can I quote a simple, funny example
Yeah, please do.
for the entire audience?
Mm,
You can use this in your classrooms or in your sessions also. People will love it, right?
mm,
All the trainers and everyone who is present here. There was a family court drama. The wife on the other side and husband on the other side. Wife has filed a case against the husband for their disputes, right? So the lawyer, the advocate, asked a question to the wife, that a question, and in reply the wife said, I'm quoting in Hindi, I believe people can understand this. She said, एक औरत क्या क्या संभाले, घर संभाले, पति को संभाले, बच्चे को संभाले, बच्चे का स्कूल जाने का टिफिन संभाले, स्कूल से कब आएगा उसका पीटीएम संभाले, बाहर का शॉपिंग संभाले, सब कुछ संभाले, क्या क्या संभाले? देन द एडवोकेट रिप्लाइड, आप खाली अपना जवान संभाले। ठीक है। सो द रिस्पॉन्स इज एप्लीकेबल टू बोथ, इट्स नॉट अबाउट वाइफ एंड हस्बैंड। Maximum conflicts, whether it is personal or it is professional, it's because of this.
Words.
We should know where to speak, where not to speak. If you have slight control over it, then trust me, many relationships can be saved, right? And there comes your ego with a serpentine brain. It comes and comes. Are, I have my wife. I have been married to my wife for 10 years. So let's, after 2, 3 days, I have to come back to her. So why 2, 3 days? Come back in the same day. I have to work with Archana in my same team. So why to 2, 3 days I will not talk to her? I have to come back to her. Then come on, resolve everything over communication in the same day than taking it over a long time. And there was a survey, Archana, in any organization, the out of standard 8.5 hours or 9 hours of timing, 10 to 6:30 or 9:30 to 6:30, whatever it is, we work only 5 years, 5 hours, 4.5 to 5 hours. Rest 3 hours will be is wasted in solving the emotional crisis of people. Why did he talk to me like this? He should have spoken to me. I will not work. Now someone is my right hand, someone is new but talented. दोनों को नहीं बोल सकता, दोनों को अलग बुलाऊंगा, इसको अलग बुलाऊंगा, उसके साथ बैठूंगा, इसके साथ बैठूंगा, पंचायत बिठाऊंगा. Lot of things happen. Now understand how communication
You
can be there.
saying only
Only one
five
this can
hours
do.
and 3 hours itself is a very big, a very small thing. I'm pretty sure that those who are already in a leadership position will be saying that that's a very small number. I'm so surprised. How come only 3 hours will be spent? I see so many people. The higher they go in the organization, the more the number of hours they spend. And trust me, this 9 hours and 10 hours is very less amount for them. They don't spend below 12 hours or 13 hours. They work all the way from 9 o'clock or 8 o'clock till night 10 o'clock or something. So that's the amount. And finally, when you look at them, look at the course, their balance sheet, in a day they would have worked, as in physical work would have been hardly for 3 or 4 hours. The remaining entire time goes on speaking to people, handling the grievances. You're right over there. I also accept that. Okay, so now over across to the participants. By the way, let me tell you, we have a little bit of extension, Mr. Jasuban sir, today. Usually we end the session by 10:35. Beyond that, it's coaching session, etc. But since we had quite a good number of discussions and interactions, we have extended. But I'm pretty sure that we will be able to wind it up sharp at 11 a.m. Two things, please be aware. First, of course, we will have live coaching segment soon after the one last question, which we have, a very important question. And after that, we will also, since I was not able to go live today, some technical glitch, but I have recorded the session. And since, let us give a small, a proper vote of thanks to him. Please, I request you all to turn on your video towards the end, at least if not now. Please be prepared, you have just 10 minutes of time for the session to be ended. Please turn on your video so that we can take a pic with our speaker for the day, and we can be keeping a short memory of it. Okay, so now coming across to the last question, I'll keep it extremely short. So the team, the organization is all regarding numbers, right? CFO is regarding numbers. We cannot go ahead and justify them saying that this has improved, that has improved. It is regarding numbers. So how can we justify the soft skills training budget using hard numbers, dashboards, KPIs? Which three metrics would you prioritize and why? This is probably going to a sum of all the questions, the discussions which we have.
And all viewers, my last answer to this question is very simple. There are three kinds of organization. Organization one, they really value training. Training is important. They have understood training is very, very, very important to handle this. Technical trainings are always there across organization. People know technically they are not efficient. Let's make them efficient through training. Very few organizations, I mean, in fact, we're not very few, many organizations that do not really give a lot of weightage to behavioral training, the attitudinal training. That is very important. People don't understand, right? So, assuming I'm the CFO, what I'll expect? I'll simply expect that numbers, all right? Productivity. What is the productivity? Why shall I spend? किस लिए एक्सपेंड करूं? मुझे क्या मिलेगा? मेरा ऑर्गेनाइजेशन क्या रेट हो? तो उसके लिए योर आंसर शुड बी रेडी. Number one. And for that, you need to understand the entire company, how the company works, what are the different departments, what are the different plants, and what are the different issues happening, and what exactly stopping the growth, what is hampering the growth. These collections, you should have data, you should have initially. Then only you can really propose to CFO. CFO will ask about how will you benefit. Sir, आपका 15% होता था, मैं उसको 20% कर दूंगा बिजनेस को. ठीक है, ये हुआ. कैसे करोगे, उसका एक्सप्लेनेशन. Similarly, quality cost reduction. So we offer the same quality with a lesser price, right? So reduction. So उसके लिए rework ज्यादा होगा तो खर्चा ज्यादा होगा. Rework is less, the kharcha is less. Very simple. All right. And attrition reduction. If the same one person is working in one department and suddenly that one person leaves, then again rehire, recruit another person, then train him, this is pathetic. I was facing this attrition issue initially in my organization, but eventually, after setting my policy, SOP, everything right, and every employee is given a clear vision here. You are earning X amount. Now tell me next year what much amount, how much amount do you want? Where do you want to improve? Tell me next 2, 3 years, where do you want to improve? Then after discussion, they say their vision. Then I show them a clarity in the future. This is what you require. This is where you will be. But you do this. This is my expectation. Will you be able to meet? Then we have very clear and transparent discussion. So three things, friends. One is how productivity came. Second is quality cost reduction. Third is attrition reduction. These three I would be requiring, especially as a CFO. So now when you go as a CFO, now, wow, simple. Approval time. After my training, the coordination has improved. Approval time dropped from 5 days to 3 days. Now leaders are not taking so many days. They are taking quickly, reverting, communicating, and they quickly giving approval so that the project is moving faster, delivery is faster, and team is able to complete the task in the right time, and there is no further stress. Simple. Turnaround time, TAT, it is said. TAT, cycle time, project delays, and decisions per week. Simple. Next is rework, error cost. It was 12%, I reduced to 7%. These all things we have already discussed. I'm just giving you quickly in figures. So rework was 12%, now it reduced to 7%. So that is one thing I would justify. Third is attrition. Attrition, it was 18% or 20% attrition. Now it is 15% attrition. Now it is 12% attrition. And eventually it will be 10% attrition because of my intervention, because of my suggestion, because of my intervention into the training. All right. Absenteeism has reduced, attrition has been reduced, and engagement scores has gone up. Simple. So these three I will talk about as a CFO. I would look for. If this is happening, I'm happy. Trust me, Archana. And my mail when I come in the morning, every day in my mail I find, sir, I want to leave. Sir, I want to leave. Some other department, some other, they start me. The leap taking has gone up, increased over a period of time, especially with this generation, Gen Z generation. I'm very surprised to see that. They want comfort, they want flexibility and everything. They
Work
want
from
things to
home,
happen according to
hybrid.
them. They don't align with the organization requirement and goal. So this has become a headache for every organization to do it. That's the reason this policy is required. And whenever we are offering anything to CFA, then this proposal would be good enough. By citing this, I think there is probability he will listen to you. Yes. ऐसा करोगे? आओ बात करते हो. That's now over to you.
So thank you so much, Mr. Jaswant sir. I'm not too sure if you would have noticed, but in the participant, there is one person whom you would be knowing personally as well. You may go ahead, take a short break to go for it. But towards the end, as I mentioned, you two things. One, we will have a live coaching segment. We will have it right now. We have 6 minutes. I'm pretty sure that we will be able to cover it. Just 3 questions. And second thing, please remember to turn on your video towards the end so that we can go ahead and take a small pic along with the speaker. So now over to all the participants, and let me inform you, Mr. Jasuban sir. So now we are going to have a live coaching segment, a quiz section, and our participants are going to give us the response. The quiz segment is based on the interactions which we had right now. Okay, so here is the first question. Before launching a leadership communication program, what should HR establish first? Typing across in the chat screen for all of you, A, B, C, D, which option is the correct one? Always while typing, somehow the other A, B, C, D, the options, they come across like this to me. Okay, before launching a leadership communication program, what should HR ideally establish first? A, the participant nominations, B, the pre-training performance data, C, the trainer branding, or D, the feedback template. Which one among these four should the HR B. Thank you so much, Mr. Shahid Ashraf for telling the first answer. Mr. Ajay Badwa says A. B by Ramya. Meena Goel also says B. Lata says pre-training performance data. Yes, B. Okay, all of them have to be established. I like this response as well. Okay, yes. Pre-training performance data has to be established first and foremost. Yes, your response is also correct that all four of them have to be established. But right now we are saying that which one should be established first. So in that response, also you have said B only in that manner, Mr. Kannan. So I appreciate that as well. Yes, an ROI measurement, it starts with a baseline, and baseline is without having the pre-training data, we cannot demonstrate the improvement. Now coming to the second question. After communication training, escalation has yeah, escalation has reduced by after communication training, escalations have reduced by 12 percentage, and rework has dropped by 8 percentage. So among these two, which one do you think is going to be the better case, A or B? So participant, please don't quickly go and type and say, okay, sorry, 1 minute, I did not finish the full question. I'll type the full question. Yeah, now it is a full question. After communication training, escalations reduced by 12 percentage, rework reduced by 8, drops by 8 percentage. Which data point best strengthens the ROI case? So those who have listened well, I'm pretty sure you are going to quickly type one response, but just hold on, think, and then type. Hold on, think, and then type the response. So 4, trainer rating, escalation, cost reduction, attendance percentage, or number of sessions conducted. Which data best strengthens the ROI? A, okay, thank you. Okay, A, thank you. We're still waiting for response. Okay, Ramya says B, Ajay says B. All right, cool. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yes, very good. Okay, so majority of them have given the response as B, and yes, the answer is B, escalation cost reduction, because CFOs, they think in financial terms, not behavioral terms. Reducing escalations, it saves the management time, it reduces the conflict cost, it improves the client retention. Quite a good number of things are there. So I mean, speaking about data, it is going to be option B. Now coming across to the third question, the attribution change. So sales performance has improved after negotiation skills training, but incentives were also revised. What is the most reliable way to isolate the training impact? So this was a question which I had asked Mr. Jasaban sir as well. So what is the most reliable way to isolate the training impacts? How can we say that it was due to training and not due to the incentives? Attribute performance improvement to training, compare trained versus untrained groups, highlight satisfaction scores, and present testimonials. Everybody is going to give the correct response on this, I hope. So attribute improvement to training, compare trained versus untrained groups, highlight satisfaction scores, and present testimonials. Which among these four is going to be the? Thank you so much, Mr. Ajay Yadva, and I also saw you clapping for this response. Meena says B. Ramakrishna also says B, trained and untrained. A lengthy process, but definitely it is going to be an effective one. In fact, that is how the scientists also go ahead and say in laboratories when they work. So this is the one which went for this drug test. This is the one which did not go for this drug test. This is the improvement of the vaccine. This is the improvement of this. That's how they isolate the impact of the vaccination or the drugs, the chemicals, whichever they are applying. So yes, that's absolutely power. And here is the last one. So here is a very confusing one as well. Okay. So which statement is strongest in a boardroom? So as I informed at the end that CFO is going to see the data. Okay, so which among these four is going to be best or the strongest one in the boardroom? A, employees loved the training. B, engagement scores. Hey, let me finish the question. He was so fast. Okay, engagement scores improved slightly. Attrition reduced by 5%. Savings by X in replacement cost. Completion rate was 100%. So which do you think is the correct one? A, B, C, or D? C, C, C. Yes, perfect. Because attrition reduced by 5%, savings in replacement cost. This connects the behavior, the business outcome, the financial impact. It shows measurable change, cost implication, the strategic relevance. That is boardroom language. That is a data language, and it is not just the behavioral things which we are talking about. So thank you so much everyone for the participation. I would now like to invite Miss Meena for an important announcement. I hope you're there, Miss, to see in that. Sorry. Before I invite Miss Meena, I would also like to leave the screen open because some of the participants they had some question as well. Yeah, Meena is there. So, Mr. Ajay Vadva, would you be able to go ahead with your question right now? Can I please unmute you? Done that. Are you able to speak?
Yes, yes. Thank you. First of all, I would like to thank Mr. Singhal for a wonderful session because some of the learnings were really very, very good for me from my point of view. And it happens with me that before the session, I feel I know everything. When I attend the session, I realize that I have so much to learn from so much from all of you. So thank you for that. I have two simple questions. You highlighted that baseline data for HR for post training. 3 points you said. One is behavioral baseline. Second is performance. I missed the third one.
Evidence baseline, evidence. Like
Evidence.
one evidence where they have gone wrong and this case was escalated and so like these three things, it can be customer complaint, it can be email communication, it can be a call recording which has been recorded where the discussion didn't happen, where there was conflicts and I could not handle the call well. So like this some project was delayed for some reasons, technical reasons or behavioral reasons. So 3 4 samples if you collect from them, then that is a part of a good baseline survey, evidence baseline.
Thank you. My another question is that how to handle interdepartment conflict. The point here is that supposing I'm in training department and I suggest something to marketing or to HR, basically they take it as an encroachment in their department. It's like a feeling of insecurity comes in them that this person
Correct.
is trying to act smart or whatever you call it, and that is not appreciated. So if we remain in our chamber, the so-called chamber of the training or whatever, people are happy. But if we feel that there is some improvement required or some changes are required, this nobody appreciates practically in an organization. So, what is your suggestion for that? How to take care of that?
Sir, wonderful question. It's a pain area for every organization, and especially organization which have bigger manpower and they have different departments, right? Sir, I have intervened in three different ways, and again, I'll stick to three because since 2016, I have been in the field of training. Is been more than 10 years, exclusively for corporate training, working with ArcelorMittal and Power Grid Corporation and I worked on many PSU corporates. Now, what I have been doing, number one, there is a synergy meet. So we conduct a synergy meet for all departments, cross departmental. We call all HR department, we call IT, we call manufacturing, call pellet plants, we call that plant, all plants, department heads and their team members have been called. It's 100, 120 gathering, 150 gathering, depending on that, in three different batches. We do that. We do it through outbound training, OBT, absolutely outbound experiential training. Trust me, sir, that works wonders. Now I'll tell you why. So when the team comes, we start with the pep talk. Now there are three zones. Zone number one, comfort zone. Zone number two, discomfort zone. Zone number three, your growth zone. Comfort, discomfort, growth. कंफर्ट जोन इज प्रिडिक्टेबल, 10 बजे आएंगे, 6 बजे जाएंगे, इतना सैलरी मिलेगा, यही काम है, यही करना है, जाना है, घर जाना, दिस इज व्हाट दे डोंट अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट इज ऑर्गेनाइजेशन विजन, व्हाट इज अलाइनमेंट, नथिंग. Discomfort zone, the moment you start giving rising workload or additional work or some changes happening which creates a no, hierarchy inside, then there are two approaches to it. If you stand by it, you will grow. If you resist, you will stay there. And eventually you will come back because you have to do it. This organizational push. So due to synergy meet, everybody comes together. There is a bonding. There is a meeting. I cross them into the cross team is formed, and then we do OBT minimum 8 9 activities throughout the day, and each activity is debriefed for half an hour. They're sitting together in the ground and we discuss. And then they realize that, trust me, this is what is happening. Through game, अरे हाँ, proper handover नहीं होता. I don't really support proper handover. Then this person is after me. I keep blaming them. This and the faster approval doesn't happen. So bonding is important. NLP में से एक word है pacing is very important to pace. Now all of us should pace each other. Goal is one. This project needs to be executed. Somewhere I need finance team's approval. Somewhere I need my department head's approval. Somewhere I need this person's approval. So this approval should be quicker. So to make it quicker, bonding has to be there. The only way is bonding. The only way is acceptance. The only way is list criticism, more appreciation. If that happens, then it will 50% headache of yours will be gone. There will be a connection. Simple one. Second, also one thing I do, sir, I do a leader of the quarter. Leader of the quarter. So in a quarter, I find they're all departments and I give a parameters. You have to stick to the 7 parameters. If all leaders stick to these parameters, then they will be awarded as leader of the years. Now, one of the parameters, approval should be faster. Second parameter, if you have grievance, could be resolved immediately. Like this, I give them 7, 8 checklists. They do it, and these 2 interventions have worked wonders with organizations. Sir. I am doing OBT training for entire Southeast ArcelorMittal over here in Vizag and in Bhubaneswar and Odisha Enterprise. This is actually working, sir. So we can use it. OBET is one of the ways, sir. Bonding will happen. Outbound experiential training. I believe I could answer you, sir.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Participant, anybody else who has any question? Please raise your hands if you have any other question. Okay, cool. Thank you so much to Mr. Jasuban, sir, for taking out your time. I'll take hardly 5 minutes, a little bit delay, but I hope you would be available for another 5 minutes. Is it fine? Yes. Okay, so now I invite Ms. Meena Gohil for an important announcement, please. Yes.
Hello. Thank you, MS Archana. Am I audible?
Yes, you're very much audible. Please go.
Thank you, MS Archana, for the handover. My name is Meena, and I'm a soft skill trainer as well. Well, it was truly an insightful session, and I speak on behalf of the others that we enjoyed it thoroughly. Before we conclude, here is an important announcement to be made. We request the participants to join in our WhatsApp community for the regular updates of our paid and unpaid workshops. We hold talk shows every Saturday from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. and details are always posted in the WhatsApp community. The link is pasted in the chat box. Also, on our YouTube link is pasted. We request you to please subscribe to our channel. We would like to reiterate that we also have ventured into paid online training programs. We have 3 programs scheduled from next month: the Pronunciation Lab, Presentation Lab, and the Writing Lab. The trainer will be Archana Sriram, and the details are in the chat box. Before we close, I would like to sincerely thank our speaker for the HR professional rethink, how we measured the impact. Today's session reinforced that if soft skills influence performance, they must reflect in the matrix. If HR wants strategic credibility, ROI must be measurable, presentable, and defensible. Thank you for everyone for your active participation. We look forward to seeing you to your next Saturday at 10 a.m. Have a measurable and impactful week ahead. I would especially like to thank our speaker, Mr. Jasaband. It was really a wonderful session. Thank you, Mr. Jasaband, and thank you, Archana.
Thank you so much, Ms. Bina. And I request all the other participants to please stay because we have to take a pic. Thank you so much, Mr. Karan, for turning on your audio and turning on your video before even I requested. The others would be able to turn on your video. You're still there. If you could please turn on your okay. I guess this is some extreme rare scenario where all the participants have turned on their okay. Hello, Pras. Thank you so much.
Prasad. Hi, Prasad. Bhai, after a long time.
Oops. Sorry. Yes. Could you please speak now? Sorry, I muted you.
I mean, I'm really happy because the other day when I saw Archana sharing an image of Jess, I said, wow, this time I should attend now. Thank you. Really, the way you have addressed the question, impressed, and the good old days are back now. Yes.
Absolutely. Please stay in touch. Call me after the session. We'll talk.
Yeah, I will. I will certainly. I will.
Sure.
Okay, so all
Yes.
the participants ready for taking a short break? If you want to pose anything, I'll leave it to you. At the count of three, I'm taking a short screenshot. Okay, I'm posting it across in the chat box for you all to download. So on the count of three, one, two, and so I've taken a screenshot, typing it across in the chat box, and yes, it is coming to all of you. Okay, so thank you so much to all the participants. Thank you so much for Jasubhan sir for taking out your time from your schedule coming for the session. It's really appreciated. Thank you so much, Ms. Meena, for your vote of thanks for your important announcement as well. And I guess before I even said to the other participants to thank, they have already started typing thank you to Mr. Jasubhan. So see you all in the next week. By the way, the next week session, the details are going to be posted into the WhatsApp community. If you're there, please do join. The link will be posted. We will have an HR session. We'll have a person coming from a very reputed organization to come and join. Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. And thank you so much, Mr. Jasuban, sir. Pleasure is very
Thank you, Archana. Thanks, everyone. Bye bye. See you.
Thank you. Bye bye, everyone. Take care.